Hello and good day everyone, welcome to my channel, and for today's video, I am tasked to explain this code which is about selection and merge sort. So let's discuss it one by one. So first we have import java.util.arrays and import java.util.scanner. So these arrays will allow us to use arrays in our list, and scanner right here will allow our user to input. So under here, we have class main, and under our class main, it have different kind of methods. First, we have selection sort method. Next, we have merge method, and the continuation of the code of our merge method. And next, we have merge sort method. So our program will read obviously in our Java main method first. So in our Java main method, we have object creation of scanner named sc equals new scanner system.in. Next, it will print this two code. So the output will be like this: selection and merge sort. Enter the size of your array. So this will instruct the user to input the size of the array. So we have initialization of integer variable size equals sc does next int. So this code will allow our user to input a number to our variable size. So any number will be the value of the size that inputted by the user. So next we have initialization of our array equals new int size. So the size of our array is the number that inputted by the user to our variable size. So for example, the user inputted 4, so obviously the size of array is 4. Next, it will print this code. So the output will be like this: enter 4 unsorted elements. So this instructs the user to input 4 unsorted elements. So to continue, we have declaration of integer variable I, and next here we have looping right here. So this block of code allows our user to input multiple times. So this loop will be triggered false. I mean, this loop will be out. So next, it will print this code. The output will be like this: so enter 4 unsorted elements. So this instructs our user to input 4 unsorted elements. So for the user to input 4 elements, so we have this block of code. So it allows our user to input multiple times. So we have looping right here. So I equals 0 and I less than array.length. So the length of array is 4. So that would be 0 less than 4 is true. So therefore, it will perform the code under our loop. That is array I equals sc.nextInt. So it will allow our user to input any value. So for example, the user inputted 19, 7, 10, and 25. So next, we have calling of our method selection sort. So as you observe our code, we don't have any instantiation of this method, but we can call this method. It is because our method in our class main is static. So our selection sort method declared as static. So we don't need to instantiate any object. So the parameter right here is array. So the value of array will be passed to our method right here. So next, it will perform. So we have outer loop right here. I is equals to 0, 0 less than r length minus 1. So our r length is 4, so therefore 4 minus 1 is 3. So 0 less than 3 is true, so we need to perform this code. So index is equals to I. So the value of Ri is 0. Next, we have note right here to remember that our index has a value of 0. So next, we have inner loop right here. So this inner loop will perform if the condition right here is true. So otherwise, it will jump right here. If it is true, so it will perform this code. So if this if statement is also true, so it will perform this code too. And otherwise, it will loop again. So we have note right here. J is equals to 1. This because the value of Ri is 0. And 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 less than 4 is true. So we need to perform the if statement. So 7 less than 19. So we have 7. It is because Rj, which the value of Rj is 1. So that is index 1. So this is the index 1. And 19 is because our index, and our value of our index is 0. So our index 0 is 19. That is why we have 7 less than 19 right here. And 7 less than 19 is true. So therefore, we need to perform index is equals to 1. That is, index is equals to j. And the value of our j is 1. So we need to loop again and increment the value of our j. That is now 2. And 2 less than 4 is true. So we need to perform the if statement. So 10 less than 7 is false. And since it is false, so we need to loop again. And our j has a value of 3 right now. And 3 less than 4 is true. So perform the if statement. If 25 less than 7 is false. So we need to loop again. And the value of our j is 4 now. And 4 less than 4 is false. So therefore, since it is false, we need to jump right here. There. Right here, we need to jump right here and perform this code. So this is initialization of integer variable smaller number equals to r index. So we have r index 1 equals to 19 and r index 0 is equals to 7. So that is why the 7 would be in the index 0 and 19 will be in the index 1. So this is the new arrangement of our array right now. So next, it will loop again, since the condition is right here is true. So increment the value of I, that would be 1. And perform index is equals to 1. Right here. So next, perform our inner loop again. So the same note right here. So since we loop back to our outer loop, so the value of our I will be affected. So that is, our I is equals to 1. So that is why our j right here is 2. That is 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 less than 4 is true. Perform the if statement. 10 less than 19 is true. So therefore, index is equals to 2. Loop again and increment 3. And 3 less than 4 is true. perform the if statement, 25 less than 10 is false. So loop again, that would be j is equals to 4 and 4 less than 4 is false. So we need to jump here and perform this code once again. That is int smaller number equals r index. Then our r index 2 is equals to 19 and r index 1 is equals to 10. So therefore, interchange the value. So the 19 will be in the index 2 and our 10 will be in the index 1. So this is the new arrangement of our array. So loop again. So I would become 2 and 2 less than 3 is true. So therefore, index is equals to 2. Right here, index is equals to 2. So perform again our inner loop. We have j is equals to 3 because our I is now 2 and 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3, yes. So 3 less than 4 is true. So perform if statement, 25 less than 10 is false. So loop again. That would be j is equals to 4 and 4 less than 4 is false. So nothing happened. And jump right here and perform. So r index 2 will be 19 and r index 2 will be 19. So nothing happened. So the 19 is still the same. And once again, loop back to our auto loop. That would be I is now 3 and 3 less than 3 is false. So that is why this is the time to out our loop right here. And next will be the printing of our sorted elements. So it will print our sorted elements using selection sort. So next it will traverse our array using for each loop. So the output would be like this. So 7, 10, 19, 25. So after printing our sorted elements in selection sort, so this code will print sorted elements using merge sort. So the output would be like this. And next we have object creation of main named ob equals new main. So this will trigger our class main once this object creation is called. So here, so our main is called, so ob dot merge sort. So this will trigger our class main and will access to merge sort method. So the parameter values right here will be passed to our merge sort method. So int array and int left. So the value of our int left is 0 and the value of our int right is r.length minus 1. So that would be 3. So that is why we have left is equals to 0 and right is equals to 3. So next it will perform this statement, this if statement. So if this if statement is true, so it will perform this code. Otherwise, it will perform this code. So this code right here will find the midpoint to our array. That will be like this. So left has a value of 0 and right has a value of 3. So 0 less than 3 is true. So we need to find the midpoint in our array. So mid is equals to 0 plus 3. And 3 divided by 2 is 1. So it is in our index 1. So 0, 1, so it is right here. So our array is split into halves. We have our subarray left and subarray right. So next, as you can see, we have two recursive call right here. So our first recursive call is for our subarray left, and our second recursive call is for our subarray right. So first, let's perform our subarray left. So it will call again to our method and perform the code right here. So the value of left will be passed to left, and the value of array will be passed to array, and the value of mid will be passed to right. So next, we have note right here. So the value of our left is 0, and the value of our right is 1. It is because the value of our mid is 1. So that is why right here is 1. So 0 less than 1 is true, and we need to find the mid point to our left subarray. So mid is equals to 0 plus 1, and 1 divided by 2 is 0. So therefore, it is in our index 0. So we split it. The next, it will call again, since the condition right here is true. So perform back again the if statement and pass the value of array, the left, and mid. So our left has a value of 0 and right has a value of 0. So therefore, 0 less than 0 is false. So since the condition right here is false, so we need to jump right here. So now we are in subarray right. So the value of mid plus 1 will be passed to left, and right to right, and array to array. So perform the code, the if statement. That would be left is equals to 1 and right is equals to 3. It is because mid has a value of 0, so 0 plus 1, so that is why left is equals to 1 and right is equals to 3. And 1 divided by 3 is true. So we need to find the midpoint to our subarray right. So mid is equals to 1 plus 3, and that is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that is index 2, 0, 1, 2. So it is right here. So now our array, the left subarray and right subarray, are split into 1. So that would be next. So it will call again to our method and perform this code. So that would be left has a value of 3 and right has a value of 3. So left has a value of 3 because our mid has a value of 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. That is why pass the value to the left, and left has a value of 3. So 3 less than 3 is false. So nothing happened. So if it is false, so we need to jump to our last code. So after that, this array will be sorted accordingly. So in our left subarray, it will be sorted to 7, 19. In our right subarray, it will be 10 and 25. So next, it will perform our code right here. So it will call the merge method with a parameter array left, mid, and right. So we know that the value of our left is 0, and the value of our mid is 1, and the value of our right is 3. So it will access our merge method, and the value right here will be passed one by one right here. So the left would be int p, and mid would be int q, and right will be int r, and int array will be the array. So next, it will perform this block of code. So this block of code determines the size of our temporary array. So note we have value of p is 0 and q is 1 and r is 3. So we have 2 right here. It is because q minus p plus 1. So 1 minus 0 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. And r minus q, that is 3 minus 1, is equals to 2. So that is why we have 2 right here. So next, it will perform this code. So this code will only traverse or copy the array to our temporary array. That would be like this. So I has a value of 0 and 0 less than 2 is true. So therefore our L index 0 has a value of 7. That is, this is the code that I mean. So next it will loop and iterate the value, increment the value of I, and I has a value of 1 and 1 less than 2 is true. So therefore L index 1 has a value of 19. So loop again and increment the value of I. So I has a value of 2 and 2 less than 2 is false. So since it is false, so we'll proceed to our next looping, our next for loop. So that would be j is equals to 0 and 0 less than 2 is true. So m index 0 is equals to 10. And j equals 1 and 1 divided less than 2 is true. And m index 1 has a value of 25. So loop again, we have j equals to 2 and 2 less than 2 is false. So next it will perform this code. So it will initialize the value of I, j, and k. I has a value of 0 and j has a value of 0 and k has a value of p. So next it will perform our conditional statement right here, while. And if the condition right here is true, so it will perform this code. And we have if statement, and if this if statement is true, so it will perform this code, and otherwise it will jump to k++. So if the statement in our while right here, or the condition, is false, so obviously it will jump to else and skip if statement. So else, and then after that it will be k++. So note, so 0 less than 2 and 0 less than 2 is true. So therefore 7 less than 7 less than or equals to 10 is true. So we have 7 and 10 right here. It is because Li less than or equals to Mj, which is the value of Ri is 0 and the value of Rj is 0. So that is why 7 and 10. So this is the I and this is the j. So the index I would be 7 and the index 1 of I is 19. And the index 0 of j is 10 and the index j of 1 is 25. So it is because we split this array. So that is why this is I and this is j. So 7 less than or equal to 10 is true, so we need to perform array index 0 is 7. So this is the code what I mean. So array k is equals to li. So this array k is the temporary array or initial array to our merge sort. So we have to continue, so increment the value. So 1 less than 2 and 1 less than 2 is true, so perform 19 less than 10 is false, so we need to jump right here sa else statement. So that is array k, array 1 index 1 is equals to 10, so that is why we have 10 right here. So this would be the initial array of our merge sort. So that would be the left subarray has a value of 19 now, since the 7 is in our initial array, and our right subarray has only 25 because 10 is in our initial array of index 1. So while I is less than n1, and that would be 2. So if this condition is true, so it will perform, otherwise it will skip here and perform this while statement. So and if this while statement is true, so it will perform this, and otherwise it will end the method. So this 2 while here, the I and j, that is our left subarray and our right subarray, so it will only copy the remaining value, so that would be the 19 and 25. So it will copy to our initial array. So that would be like this: 7, 10, and 19, 25. So our initial array has a value of 7, 10, 19, and 25. And after that, it will print into arrays.string array. So the value of our array right here will be passed right here. So it will print into string. So that is why we have brackets right here and comma. So 7, 10, 19, and 25. And that ends our video. So I hope you learned, and thank you and goodbye.